He's going to be in demand. All the schools that snubbed their nose at him a couple of years ago and a couple of months ago will not anymore. And what's really the most important part is players want to play for him. Chris, the other day after the win, Travis Etienne, who was a great star at Clemson, now with Jacksonville, the running back, tweeted, he said his brother plays for Florida, which is a program in a lot of trouble. He said, little bro might need to go play for Prime. Do you realize how that resonates and how many young players see that from an NFL star and say, you know what, I think I want to head out to Boulder too? Stephen A.?
Listen, man, I appreciate all the things that you just said, and I get where Chris is coming from because Chris is old school, and you see a guy talking and sticking out his chest after one game. I understand that. I get where you're coming from because he better not lose. They better not turn around and lose to Nebraska and Matt Rhule this Saturday because it will deflate everything that they have accomplished in week one. I understand that. But let's understand from a macro perspective, in the grand scheme of things, even a loss to Nebraska doesn't erase what we just saw last weekend. And it doesn't erase what Deion Sanders has done. He's been maligned. He was maligned when he went to Jackson State. He was maligned by opposing HBCU coaches like Eddie Robinson Jr. at Alabama State. And I'm not saying that he didn't have reason for feeling the way that he felt about Deion Sanders to some degree. But at the end of the day, when I spoke to him directly and I said publicly, you know, you're not looking at the big picture, what Deion Sanders meant in terms of the attention that he brought to HBCUs, the attention that he brought to Jackson State specifically, and how he used every opportunity to highlight the disadvantages that HBCUs were operating at and how that needed to change, and the work that he put forth to facilitate the NFL getting even more involved in HBCUs. Not that they weren't doing it before, because Troy Vincent, the executive VP of the NFL, has been religiously focused on helping out HBCUs to the best of his ability, and he needs to be applauded for that. Having said all of that, we fast forward and we move to this right here. And we all understand that there's been a paucity of black coaches, and now that's going to change. Deion Sanders, the more successful he is going to open up opportunities for coaches on the HBCU levels, maybe to get a coordinator's position and other positions, not necessarily the head coaching. So we got to look at that. Then we talking about money, because a lot of times you hire these white coaches with these big names or supposedly with these, these connections, and you're thinking that that's going to be to the benefit of the program.